flowering plants. Okay, I told just before what is the means of flowering plants. You told already. Flowering plants means, you can say, flowering plants, that means angiosperm. Okay, flowering plants means, simply you can say, angiosperm. Okay, so flowering plants means angiosperm. So we will see the reproduction in angiosperm. Before I'm going to start about the angiosperm, you have to know little bit very important concept. Algae, bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperm, and angiosperm. Okay, algae, in the reproduction in algae there is the different types. Isogamous means asexual, sexual, and vegetative. Clear? So asexual, sexual, and vegetative type of reproduction found in algae. In sexual, isogamous, oogamous, and anisogamous type of found in the algae. Then second one is the bryophytes. They have also mostly oogamy type of the sexual reproduction find. Then pteridophytes means bryophytes and pteridophytes both have the haplodiplantic type of life cycle. So due to this, they generally represents the alternation of generation. Means for short time the stage will be the diploid, and for short time it will be the haploid. Okay. And one more important thing I'm telling, if you'll see from algae, from algae to angiosperm, what I'm saying, just try to understand. From algae to angiosperm, so in algae, maximum stage of plant body, maximum stage, that means dominant stage. So maximum stage of plant body is always haploid, is always haploid. What I'm saying, I'm saying from algae to angiosperm, because this why we are giving the name according to evolution. Firstly evolved plant, that is algae. Before algae, can you tell, before algae which plants have evolved? Any? Do you have listened the name lichen? In +1 you already studied detail about the lichen. Lichen, clear? Lichen is the pioneer of rock. I told already. Lichens involves in the ecological succession. Lichens is the symbiotic association between mycobiont and phycobiont. Is it okay? Is it fine? Clear? Clear, Gauri?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Very good. Very good.
Yes, sir.
Now, so lichen firstly evolved, then after lichen, algae, bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperm, and angiosperm. I told in case of the algae, so you can see from algae, maximum stage of plant body is always haploid type. Means diploid stage is very short. 2n, diploid means 2n. So 2n is very short, but n is very long. What I am saying, just try to understand. From algae to angiosperm, in between algae, bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperm, and angiosperm. So from algae to angiosperms, the algae has the maximum plant body present in the haploid stage, that is N stage. But if you arrive into the angiosperm, when you will arrive into the angiosperm, so here you can see the dominant plant body will be dominant plant body will be diploid in nature, will be diploid in nature. Are you getting or not? The dominant plant body will be diploid, means maximum stage in the plant, it is found as a sporophytic. Sporophytic, just you have to learn 2 points. Gametophytic is sporophytic. If I said anywhere sporophytic, that means you can say 2n. If I said anywhere sporophytic, definitely you have to learn 2n. That is the sporophytic stage. Sporophytic stage. Sporophytic, that is 2n. If n, that is the gametophytic. Gametophytic or gametophytes. Okay. So n always will be the gametes, haploid. and 2n is always diploid sporophytic stage. So gametophytic stage as well as sporophytic stage. Is it fine? Is it okay? Is it clear?
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Very good.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
now, so I told from algae to angiosperm means the algae has the maximum stage as a gametophytic haploid stage. But when they are slowly evolving means algae, then bryophytes, then pteridophytes, then gymnosperm, and last one, top one is the angiosperm. Okay. Now, in angiosperm, algae they have the haploid stage. What we have seen here, algae always haploid. So algae, just look it here. Wait one more second. Here, okay. This I will erase, then it will be clear. Okay. Now you can see algae always haploid, while in gymnosperm, angiosperm, it will be the diploid. The dominant stage will be the diploid. Okay, means you can say during the plant evolution, the haploid stage is going to reduce and diploid stage is going to increase. Clear? This is the very important point. You have studied into the +1, but now you forgot because that syllabus was very lengthy. +1 syllabus was very lengthy. So I understood you have to forget, but now you have to come on the points. Okay. So this is the basic concept. If anywhere it comes as a flowering plants means without hesitation, you will say what you will say, that is angiosperm. So they are talking about the angiospermic plants. Okay. Now another point. Flower. So flower, you can say flower, a fascinating organ of the angiosperm. We know very well Phenerogames and Cryptogames. There is the classification plant. They have classified into the two things. One is called the cryptogames, and another is the Phenerogames. Here you can write that is the thallophyta. Second one is the algae. Third is the bryophytes, and last one is the pteridophytes. So algae, bryophytes, pteridophytes. Thallophyta includes fungi, bacteria. It includes fungi, bacteria, and algae. Algae, that is also thallophytes. Okay, algae also thallophytes. Clear? So algae sometimes they have been the separate, or sometimes they have included into the thallophyta. Because thallophytes means, anyone can you tell what is the thallophytes? What is the thallophytes? என்ன சொல்லுங்க? Thallophytes. என்ன சொல்லுங்க?
Undifferentiated body, sir.
Very good. Undifferentiated body. Just only you told, but short. Can you clearly explain? Can you explain clearly? Gauri?
True root, no true stem, no true leaves.
Very good. Not true roots, not true stem, or not true leaves. Means simply you can say the plant body of individual, the plant body of individual is not differentiated into, is not differentiated into root, stem, and leaves. Root, stem, and leaves. This is the basic concept. Whatever I am saying here, you have to clearly understood. That should be clearly understood. Okay. Thallophytes means those plants which plant body is not differentiated into root, stem, and leaf. That is called the thallophyta. If I will say, if I will give to you algae, and then I will ask with you, can you separate the leaf? Can you separate the root? Can you separate the stem? So what will be your answer? Your answer will be no, sir. And then I will ask why? Because you will give the answer, sir, this is the thallophyte plant, so we are unable to differentiate the plant body which portion is the root, which portion is the leaf, which portion is the stem. So we can't differentiate. So your answer will be like that. Okay. So thallophyte is the plants which plant body is not differentiated into root, stem, and leaves. Okay. So this is the thallophyta. They included algae, bacteria, fungi. Algae, bacteria, fungi that have included into the thallophyta. Okay. I have drawn here. Drawn means I have written, just you have to remove. Okay. You have to remove from here. You can write this. You can write into the here fungi, bacteria, and algae. That will be the okay. Means they have the three different parts. So first one is the, and second one is the, and third one is the algae. Okay. In this way, the cryptogames means seedless plant. Thallophyta, bryophyta, and pteridophyta. Another one that you can say phenerogames. This is the phenerogames. Phenerogames included two things. First one is the gymnosperm. Gymnosperm. Okay. What means of gymnosperms? Phenerogames. Phenerogames means I told this is called the seeded plant. Means such type of the plants they bears the seed that I told it is known as the seeded plants. Okay. Now these gymnosperms they bear the seed, but gymnos means naked. They bears the seed, but seed will be the naked. Means the seed is not covered with the ovary wall. The seed is not covered with the ovary wall. Ovary wall means ovary wall which forms the fruit. They have the seed, but seed will not covered with the fruit after fertilization. Clear? Just try to understand. Gymnosperm means they have the naked seed. Why we are saying naked seed? Because the seed is not covered with the ovary wall after fertilization. This is called the naked seed. Ovary wall, and you have to know one two important thing: ovule and ovary wall. Can you tell ovule and ovary wall what they are going to form? Ovule always form and ovary wall always form. Anyone? Bharti Raza, Jayalalita, not Jayalalita, Latika. Uh,
Ovule
Ovule
forms
forms
seed.
seed, ovary wall forms fruit.
very good. Excellent. Excellent. Okay. Ovules always forms the seed and ovary wall always forms the fruit. Okay. Ovules always forms the seed and ovary wall always forms the fruit. So what I'm telling, in case of the gymnosperms, the seed is not covered with the ovary wall. That's why you can say the seed is the naked seed. The seed is the naked seed. Another is the angiosperm. It is the highly advanced, highly developed angiosperm. Okay. Angiosperm, it is the highly advanced, highly developed plant. Okay. Angiosperm is the highly advanced, highly evolved, highly developed plant. Okay. Because if you'll check the sequence, algae, bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperm, angiosperm. The angiosperm at the top one. Okay. Phenerogames, it belonging from the phenerogames means seed bearing, and seed bearing they also bears the flower. They also bears the flower. So that's why I told, due to this the angiosperm is also known as the flowering plants. It belongs from the phenerogames. Okay, it belongs from the phenerogames means seeded plant. Okay, so this is the basics things which we have studied into the +1, but now I know you have to forget. So just recap this, recapitulate this concept and come on the topic, that is the reproduction in flowering plants. Sexual reproduction in flowering plants. Okay, let's come. Flower is the fascinating organ of angiosperm, because angiosperm it is the only plant which have the flower. Before we have seen they have no one flower, no flower found into the algae, bryophyte, pteridophyte, gymnosperm. Only the angiosperm where flowers only present. Okay. Pre-fertilization event structure and events. Okay, means pre-fertilization means we will discuss their reproductive structure. Male reproductive structure, that is microspore, microspore, and female reproductive structure is the megaspore. How they are going to form is archisporial cells. They are going to form sporogenous tissue. Sporogenous tissue, they form the primary parietal cells, okay, and generative cells will divide like that. We will see one by one, okay. Another very interesting and characteristic feature of the angiosperm, that is the double fertilization. It will never found into the lower plants like algae, bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperm. Everywhere such type of phenomenon is not found into the lower plants like algae, bryophytes, pteridophytes, and gymnosperm. They don't have such type of the double fertilization activity. Post fertilization structure and event. Post fertilization means after fertilization. The embryonic development means the different types of the shape: globular shape, heart shape, torpedo shape, different structure, types of development: exoscopic, endoscopic. Clear? So we will see this thing. Then another, that is apomixis and polyembryony. Apomixis means it is a type of it is a sexual reproduction, but there is no meiosis and no fertilization. No meiosis, no fertilization takes place. We will see the difference between apomixis and parthenocarpic. So this is the topic which we will discuss in this chapter 1. Can you say again?
Flower is a modified stem, sir.
Very good. Not stem cell. You will say only the flower is, it is the modified shoot, modified form of shoot, modified form of shoot. This is NCERT line. This is PYQS, previous year question. Flower is the modified form of shoot. Is it okay? So flower is the modified form of shoot. Is it clear? Is it fine?
Yes, sir.
Very
Yes,
good.
sir.
Very good. Now,
Yes, sir.
so here they have given the flower, inflorescence, flower, and last one is the floral part. Floral parts means you can say accessory organ, or floral parts means calyx, corolla,
Sepal.
yes, androecium, very good, androecium and gynosium. These are the floral parts. Calyx unit is the sepal, corolla unit is the petal, andros pistil, not the ovary. That should be, it will be the pistil. Very good. Okay, that will be the pistil. Okay. Now, okay, so this is the flower parts. Just read this sentence. Okay, inflorescence flower parts shows an amazing range of the adaptation to ensure the formation of the end products of the sexual reproduction. End products of the sexual reproduction means new plants. Okay, the fruits and seeds. Fruits we know, that means ovary wall form the fruit and seed forms by the ovule. In this chapter, let us understand the morphology, structure, and the process of sexual reproduction. So we will talk about here. So morphology of sexual reproduction, structure of sexual reproduction, and process of the sexual reproduction in flowering plants, that have given angiosperm. Read here, they have given in brackets, that is the angiosperm. So morphology, structure, and process of sexual reproduction in flowering plant. This is the topics which we will study in this chapter. Okay, let's come below. Flower, a fascinating organ of angiosperms. I told flower only found into the angiosperm, so that's why they have given the fascinating organ. Human beings have an intimate relationship with the flower since the immemorial. Okay, since time immemorial. Okay, means we have very long, few years, not few years, means long years ago we have to intimate, we have to very intimacy, very strong relationship with the flower. Okay, how? Because if suppose that very simple example I will give to you. Suppose that if you are going to worship into the temple, then you will devote this flower for the god. If you are going to celebrate any birthday party or anything, groom and bride, so groom and bride, they will wear the guard, what will say, that necklace, flower necklace, like. So means we can say, so flower is highly intimate. If you are going to worship, you are going to do any inaugurative work, any innovative works, So definitely you will use the flower for uh, good work, for moral, for religious culture. Okay, for our believing purposes, we generally use this flower. So that's why they have given it is the immemorial. We can't forget it. Okay, that will be immemorial. Flowers are object of the aesthetic. Aesthetic means that is beauty related. Ornamental means that is decoration purposes. Okay. Social means if the people's died, if the dead body we generally use. Wedding purposes, temple purposes. Religious, every religious peoples, either Christian and Sikh, Hindu, Muslim, anyone, everyone they will use for the worship purposes. And culture value means we have to show our cultural activity, like we have to see in South Indian girls, they tied jasmine flower in your hair. That is the cultural activity. Okay, so this is the use of flower. That's why we can't memorize it. Okay, now they have always been used as a symbols of conveying important human feelings such as love, affection, happiness, grief, mourning, etc. Okay, what they mean, mourning, etc. It is saying important human feelings such as love. Okay, you have to see large number of the movie. In the movie, if that the hero they are loving to your heroines, they will give the fool. Means fool is the Hindi word. Okay, this is the Hindi word that you can say flower. So they will give the flower to his girlfriend or his lover. That is different things. Okay, so it is the feeling of affection. It is the feeling of affection. That means loves. And there is the affection. If you have given the flower to anyone, their mother, father, anyone, if you have given, that will be affective. This will be affective. They will try to, they attach with the emotional feeling. Okay. Next one, that happiness. If you are suppose that someone I saw they went in the morning morning walk, they are moving morning walk or going to morning walk. Why? Mostly they have selected to company park, or a company park means simply you can say that garden. They will try to walking, they will try to walk in around garden, around greenery, around some temples where the small flowers. If you see the flowers, then you will feel happiness. That is the always feelings the good. More flowers that are used in the social and cultural celebration in your family. We know that means China hibiscus roja sinensis, and different flower is there which will use for the worship purposes. Jasmine. Okay, now have you heard floriculture? What does is refer to? Okay, floriculture means this is related to a branch of agriculture. Floriculture means, floriculture you can say a branch of science, a branch of science, science which deals with the cultivation, deals with the cultivation, trademark, cultivation, trademark, marketing, marketing of flower, marketing of flower, that is known as the floriculture. Okay, florist, those person who performing such activity, that is called florist. If you have seen our school campus, some persons they growing the flower, they growing. If you have seen from school campus on in our hostel campus, in front of hostel campus you have to see some farmer working, they growing this flower. Okay, they growing this flower. That person is, you can say, this is also known as the florist. Okay, what is the floriculture? It is the branch of science which deals with the cultivation, trademark, and marketing of the flower. Okay, cultivation, marketing of the flower, that is called the floriculture, and it generally belongs to the basically in agriculture. In agriculture, this is the branch which is implied into the agriculture. Now you can see the part of flower. I will talk about this part of the flower. Here, just look it. Flower that means they have the 4 different parts. So part number 1, that is the sepal. Sepal, I told it is the unit, and this is the unit of calyx. Calyx, that is the green leaf-like structure, green, which is the protective in function, and it is found at the base. That means thalamus. This region from where they have arise, this is called the thalamus. This region is known as the thalamus or receptacle. This region is known as the thalamus or receptacle. Okay, from the thalamus, this have the arise. Just look at this structure. Okay, so sepal or calyx, this is the green part of the flower. Okay, and the basic function of the sepals, it provides the protection to accessory buds. Okay, after sepals, there is the another colorful attractive parts, and which is known as the petal. Okay, colorful attractive parts, which is known as the petal. And calyx, this should be the corolla. This is known as the corolla. Okay, calyx and corolla. Corolla, the unit of corolla is the petals. And what is the feature of petals? Petals is the attractive part of the flower. Okay, it have the different colors by which insects they are going to attract, and they will try to come and suck the nectars and involves in the pollination phenomenon. Okay, now third one is the anther. Third one, talking about the anther. Anther is the male reproductive part. Okay, anther is the male reproductive. I told anther is the male reproductive part. Male reproductive part of the flower. Okay, part of the flower, that is the anther. The unit of anther is known as the stamen. Stamen, that is the unit of anther. Okay, of the flower, they have the 3 different regions. This that is carpel, they have the 3 different regions. Outermost, that is apical stigma, and stalk like structure, which is known as the style, and swollen basal part of this carpel, that is, you can say, ovary. Okay, this is the overall about the structure of flower. Okay, so now your time is going to finish, and I'm going to finish your class. We will meet again day after tomorrow with this chapter, with a new energy and positive energy. Okay, so thank you to all of you for your patience and cooperation.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
sir. Thank
Thank you,
you.
sir.